This conference will now be recorded.
Hi everyone. Sorry for the delay. So this whole week my timing is different. I'm working till 1 in the night. So little tough to get up early. So but it is done this week. So next week um I'm not going to work till 1. So I'll try to follow the timing in the next week. Today I want to today will be a shorter session because I want you people to practice triggers before I start asynchronous effects. Let me share my screen. So I want you to understand the concepts of triggers and practice before we start asynchronous effects. So our next topic is going to be asynchronous effects. But before that, we will talk about governor limits today. There are limits, right? There are few limits set by Salesforce. For example, if we go to admin and if we go to company information, you will see some limits in the user licenses, right? So the org looks same, but the number of people who can log in into will differ, right? So these are the various license types. I already showed you this, but there will be a limit, right? And here, permission set licenses, there will be limits. Feature licenses, there will be limits. And you can see user-based entitlements. What is allowed? API request limits per month, 4,50,000 allowed. You may think why these are shown in Indian denominations or Indian number system, not denomination, Indian number system. Because I changed local and these um, I think we call this as notations, right? So 4,50,000 API. Next best actions 5,000 flow intervals to 2 crores, right? Maximum flow intervals without UI per month, with UI, this is with UI, without UI. So even though you don't understand, it's okay. But wherever you see, there will be some limits. If you go to Object Manager and open any of the object and scroll to the end, oh, it's in the middle, not in the end. It was in the end. So you see the limits. These are called object limits, right? So how many fields can you create? 500. How many relationship fields can you create? 40. How many roller summary fields? 25. How many sharing rules? 300. How many criteria based only? The top one are owner based and criteria based. Here are only criteria based 50. Total workflow rules we can create are 500. But how many active? Only 50, right? And lookup filters, maximum 5. Validation rules, total validation rules. Okay, it's not mentioned. So active validation rules 500. Approval process 500. We can create maximum 500 approval processes on this object. So these are all limits. So these are all the limits that we can create in objects, right? In a object and in object to customize. Okay, to customize means not with the standard. So in the account we can create 500 custom fields. Okay, so apart from this uh, custom fields, we can have 50 reserve fields. So something like standard fields and all. Okay, so these are the object limits. So wherever you will see limits because Salesforce is a multi-tenant architecture. Everyone will use the same resource, same from the same server. So if Salesforce allow you everyone to use maximum, then Salesforce will definitely cannot provide the services. So if everyone can create thousands and thousands of custom fields, then imagine how big Salesforce has to provide the data database volume and all, right? So as Salesforce is a multi-tenant architecture, Salesforce always sets some limits. Then you may ask me if 100 fields limit is filled, then what? Then people can always clients can or customers can always go to Salesforce, pay additional and get additional fields. That is always there. Money can purchase the additional space or additional this one figures. Okay. So talking about Apex, in Apex there is something called governor limits. Okay, so you can go back to Salesforce and purchase any of these additional resources or additional space or additional fields, additional process, etc. But you cannot purchase these governor limits. You cannot extend or um, make these governor limits more. These are fixed for everyone. Okay, so these governor limits are in Apex and should be considered when we code. When we are writing in Apex, we should know these governor limits. What exactly are these? Total number of SQL queries that are issued in a single transaction are 100. It increases to 200 in asynchronous process. We'll discuss about this tomorrow. I mean on Monday. So total number of SQL queries issued are 100. Total number of records retrieved by SQL query are 50,000. Total number of records retrieved by database.getQueryLocator. This comes in asynchronous Apex. We use this in batch Apex. So we can retrieve 10,000 records using getQueryLocator. Total number of SYSL queries issued are 20. This is SOSL, right? Search. This is SOCL query. So maximum SOSL queries we can issue are 20. Total number of records retrieved by a single SOQL query 2000. Sorry, SOSL query 2000. Total number of DML statements issued are 150. Total number of records processed as result of DML statement or 10,000. Total state depth for any Apex invocation or 16. Total number of callouts are 100 and maximum time per callout is 120 seconds, which is 2 minutes, right? And all other are fine. Uh, you may not understand few things. So, but remember this NQ jobs we can do 50. We'll see this NQ jobs also. Send email method 10. Heap size is 6 MB. Maximum number of methods with the future annotation can be 50 per invocation. This is very important again. Maximum CPU time on Salesforce server is 10,000 milliseconds, which is 10 seconds, right? So in asynchronous, it's increased to 60 milliseconds, which is 1 minute, right? Milliseconds is how many? Okay, I think if this is 100 milliseconds, or there will be 100 milliseconds in a second. So this is 100 seconds, and this is 600 seconds. Okay. So maximum execution time for each Apex transaction is 10 minutes. These are about push notifications. Apart from those, you will see a lot of other. These are not the limits from here, but they explain what and how things will be. So, and if you go scroll down, you will see some other limits. Don't worry about this. You may not use this, but these are all repeated. But remember this, and in this one, two, okay, up to here is very important, and you will be asked in the interviews about these limits. 100% you will be asked about these limits in the interview, and they'll ask you what you will do to eliminate these limits when you are coding. Okay, so let's give a try. Let's see really we will get these issues or not in the real time. Okay, I'll write an Apex class. Understanding governor limits, right? Public void, um, understanding DML limit. Okay, first we'll try with okay, DML limit. Yeah, fine. So in the governor limits, maximum 150 DML statements are allowed, right? So I want to insert 10 accounts at a time. Let's see. For I is equal to 1, integer I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 10. This should be semicolon, right? I plus. So I just want to create an account. Account ACC is equal to new account. So we can create an account in the instance itself, like name is equal to, let's say, test. Account name is a string, right? Plus, let's say, the space TBD. Okay, we'll do it. So plus I. Then insert AC. If you know you're creating a single account, you can always mention it inside this instance, and you can insert an account like this. Let's make this static. Okay, we'll do one thing. In the account number, we'll add TBD. That means to be deleted. So let's delete this. Okay. I don't know. I may get duplicate error for this account number TBD. If so, we'll find out some other way. Okay. Let's keep. It's telling I got error with trigger. My first trigger execution of before insert cause null pointer exception. Let me see what is there in the trigger. Okay, it's telling that I cannot change the account number on existing record. So I'm checking old, trigger out old and trigger out new. I didn't put it inside after, right? So in the before, this will be null. So I got null pointer exception. So if trigger dot is after. I also put trigger dot is updates. Why I got the error? Because I refer trigger.old and trigger.old will be there only in update, right? So now I will not get that issue. I may get other issues, but this issue will not be repeated. Okay, 10 accounts got cleared. You can see test 1 to test 10 all DVD. So you can also delete this, right? So you can write a query and delete all this DVD. What if? So 10 accounts, I'm able to run a DML at once. What if I have 200? If can I create 200 accounts at a time? So it's telling limit exception. Too many DML statements 151. So when we cross 150, if we execute 151 statements, I got an error, right? So and let us check whether any of the records are inserted or not. No, right? Because because I'm trying to insert 200 records in a single transaction, which is not correct, right? So that's why it throws an error 151. So how to eliminate this? See, sometimes we have to insert all the accounts, right? If client wants 200 accounts, and if they ask us, so we can insert them multiple times or multiple methods or multiple classes or multiple transactions. But the simplest way is to bulk file this class. Okay, list of account acc list is equal to new list of account. Then acc list dot add of acc. When you're writing the code, if you see issues like this, don't panic. So this developer console is a auto compiler, so it will always compile and throw you errors, okay, automatically. So after you write the correct syntax, the errors will go off. So I'll move this insert outside the for loop, outside the container. So now I'll see an error. Because account ACC is declared inside the for loop, right? It cannot be accessed outside the container. By default, if we don't mention the public to a variable, by default it will be private. And Inside a method, we cannot declare public variables. We can declare public variables only inside the class, not inside the methods. Right? Public is not allowed on locals, and variable does not exist. So, that's why I can't access this ACC outside the for loop. First thing. Second thing, if I still want to do, I can put this outside. I can make this public outside. But what happens? Only 10th record will be inserted here, right? Then, but I've added everything to ACC list, so I can directly insert ACC. So with one DML, only with one DML execution, I can insert all the 200 records. So I have 1 to 200. So let me put 11 because 1 to 10 I already have created records. So I moved this insert statement outside. Let's see. So if I bulkify, then I will not get error, right? So I bulkified and I didn't get. So what I did, I created a list and I added all these accounts into the list and just insert it and it worked. So if you refresh, you will see 200 accounts with test name, test 1, test 2, test 3. Okay. Let us bulk delete this. I don't want this. This will consume the space. Yeah, in the company information, I'll just go back. We missed the most important thing. These limits, right? We have disk space of 5 MB given in the developer edition. So used disk space is 1.3 MB. You click view. You can see maximum storage is 5 MB. Typically, this will be 1 MB, sorry, 1 GB for any or for any production or. That means starts from 1 GB and average 10 GB. Lot of orgs will have 10 GB, which are professional. Unlimited will have again unlimited also will have 10 GB, but it always can be increased on purchasing additional space. File storage is 20 MB, and so these are all current data usage, current file storage usage. These are all usages mentioned here. Okay, my user used 1.2 MB and one used 16 KB. So records also will get counted, but in KBs, right? And also there are other limits here. So that's why let us remove all this. So that's why we named account member as TBD to be deleted. So we'll run a small script. Okay, I'll write a small method for it. Public static void delete records. list of account ACC list to delete is equal to, when we are writing a query, we can directly uh, write a query against a list variable. So instead of creating an instance, select ID. I need only ID, right? To delete from account where, so account number, right, is equal to TBT. This way we can eliminate the instance. If we are querying something and getting the data, then it can directly be assigned to a list. We'll see whether this query will work or not in the query editor. Yes, I got 200 records. Then I'll just write delete ACC list to delete. You can also directly write here these two statements, or we can run a method, right? So let me execute. So if you remember, I can select. Unfortunately, I moved it up. It's very tough now. So I'll click highlight, execute highlighted. So, and all the records are deleted. We can go back. We can go back to the account and refresh create. See, it's deleted. All the accounts are deleted. Okay. So this way we can bulkify. So we'll use this kind of bulkification everywhere in triggers, in normal Apex, right? So, and you can also give it a try. So understanding soccer limit. Again, I'll take this for loop. I'll make this 101. Then I will run like account ACC is equal to select ID name from account. I will run some query instead of for loop. There should be space between methods on line space. We'll execute this. So you got an error. List has more than one row for assignment in a subject. Okay. This is query exception. What it is? I cannot remove that, so I have to execute something and remove that. So sometimes if you get I mean, if the debug anonymous window goes to the top, it's very tough to remove. So it should be a list, right? List of uh, so it executed because 150 is the limit, if you remember. Now 100 should be the limit. Okay. So I didn't get error because starts from 11 and ends at 101. So starts at 1 and ends at 101. Now I should get an error. 100. DMLs are 150, right? DMLs are 150. Socket queries should be 100. See, too many socket queries 101. So whenever you write code, let's see again. Whenever you write code, you should keep in mind the limits, right? There is always a solution, or there is always a procedure to use bulkification or to reduce the number of socket queries, number of DMLs. So you should keep in mind and uh, write the coding. Okay, these few best ways, best practices, so how to do, and also this is meaningless. Of course, this is meaningless. So even though we repeat, so we will get the same data. So don't consider this method, but this is one of the best practices to bulkifying the code. And also remember, maximum records retrieved in a single transaction of 50,000 using socket code. That means using select option we can get maximum 50,000 records. So, and maximum records we can process in a single transaction of 10,000. So try not to add more than 10,000 records into a list to do a DML. So if so, it will fail. Okay. So even we bulkify like this, if this list has more than 10,000 records, then we will get error. So you may think, who will process 10,000 records? So when we talk about the real-time orbs will have millions of records, not hundreds thousands, millions of records. So that time we should consider, or we should keep all these limits in mind for smooth transaction of Apex. So to overcome this, we will use asynchronous process that we'll start discussing on Monday. Okay. So remember these limits. Okay, I'll send you later. I don't have WhatsApp open here. Okay, so I'm done for the day. You can ask if you have any questions. Navya, any questions?
None.
Okay. Meenal, any question?
No, Bala.
Okay. Indu, any question?
No, Bala.
Okay. Rajendra, any question?
No, Bala.
Okay. Nisha? If you are speaking, I can't hear you. If you said something, I didn't hear you. Sorry, I can't hear. I mean, I didn't hear you. You can type in if you have any questions. Okay then, fine. We'll meet again Monday. So we'll start first with asynchronous effects. Okay then. Bye for now. Signing off.
Thanks, Bala. Thanks, Bala.
Thank you.